Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on the oldest and largest youth servicing agency in Milwaukee, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. They offer quality after-school and summer programming for children 5 to 18, focusing on those who have major life obstacles. Here to tell us more about the positive things going on with the organization is Mr. Vincent Lyles, President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. How are you?
Good. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
And we've got quite a bit to talk about. First and foremost, you are responsible for 38 locations around the city of Milwaukee. So let's start off talking about some of your core programs.
Sure. So, in our clubhouses, we try and provide kids, quite frankly, opportunities. Opportunities to engage with all kinds of different things. So, healthy lifestyles, really important. We want to make sure that they are physically active. So some kids like basketball, some kids like volleyball, some kids like rugby. We provide all those kinds of things.
Wow.
But we also talk about your mental health, really important. So we want to empower kids, want them to feel good, want to validate their feelings. So we spend a lot of time trying to mentor and guide them along that path as well. Certainly education's priority, job one. In Milwaukee, we got to get that done. The Boys and Girls Clubs certainly plays a role in that in terms of supporting and supplementing what happens, whether you're in a public school, charter school, choice school, it doesn't make a difference to us. Our job is to help kids get better at the academics. We certainly think about leadership because we want these kids to replace us at some point in time, right? We want the legacy to continue. And if you give kids opportunities to lead and be in front of the crowd, it's amazing how they respond.
It's so true. And the interesting thing is so many times when people hear of Boys and Girls Club, they automatically think of kind of the gym and swim type activities, but there's so much more that you are offering to young people. So you do, in fact, have some signature programs and partnerships that you're pretty proud of as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple things that we do really, really well. And we're gaining an expertise, which makes it really nice because then we'll be able to replicate it on a much more grander scale. Our college access program we call Graduation Plus, in large part was started by a generous gift from the late Marty Stein. And that program has started out with just Marty's vision about send some kids to college to a point now where we've got nearly 400 kids that are either in college or part of a pipeline in the high schools in Milwaukee going towards college. And we follow them from junior year all the way through their graduation period. So it's really, really rewarding to see all that come together. We talk about our Spark program, which is early literacy, trying to catch kids on the other end of the education spectrum and try and get them inspired to become better readers. And one of the things that's really nice about that program is the idea of trying to engage the entire family. So we say to the moms, every other week, look, this is what little Vincent learned. And what I want you to do at home is reinforce it. It might be something as simple as saying the word elephant 25 times over the weekend, but you got to do it. Because if you do it, then he or she says, oh yeah, I got that. And then 2 weeks later, we're going to come back with another thing. And that's done to a large extent by college students, kids who are at UWM or Marquette, who come in 3 days a week, work at our 11 different locations doing this kind of work, but it's very intensive one-on-one reading comprehension, reading proficiency, really important.
It is important. And when you talk about summer vacation, which a lot of kids are enjoying right now, the last thing you want them to do is get so wrapped up into having fun that they forget to focus on some of the things like reading and math, because after so long they forget what they just learned before school left out in many cases. But to have that reinforced when they go to the Boys and Girls Club over summer is excellent. And speaking of summer, you have this camp that still has openings for those parents at home watching. You have to tell us more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple things. We've got a campsite out in Waukesha County called Camp Whitcomb Mason. 300 acres, so your little boy, your little girl can run all day long and we never get tired. So that's there. And we've got a brand new pool that we're opening up out there that's really exciting, really a great opportunity for kids to learn to swim. So important. So we see kids every summer in our community who die because they just don't know how to swim. So that's really important to us. But then we also have camps that are located within our clubhouses as well. so that if you as a parent say, I want to drop my kid off at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I want them to get a full menu of services, that's what we call camp as well. And then we have, at the latter part of the day, we call open, open club hours, which run essentially from 11 to 5. But the idea for us is absolutely right. We can't let the 90 days between the school year and the end of the school year and start of the school year be a time that goes wasted.
Right. I love it all. So how, in fact, does a young person become a member of the Boys and Girls Club?
$5.
$5.
$5.
For the year?
For the year.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
For $5, you get $24 million worth of services.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right.
And the thing is that I think is important to remind people is even if you don't have that $5, you still don't turn anyone away.
No, we don't turn anybody away. Again, we're all about access. We're all about engagement. Matter of fact, we'd love for you to come every single day. Quite frankly, we would. That's part of the reason we opened up on Saturdays this year at one of our locations, just to try and see if we could engage young people during the weekend hours as well. When I was a baby, or not a baby, but a younger man in this community, you go to mall all day or whatever, and that doesn't happen now. And so for a lot of our young people, having a positive place to go on Saturday, really important. They got church on Sunday, but they got the Boys and Girls Club on Saturday. And then the other part about it is, again, is supporting our parents, right? Because the cost of living is a lot higher than it is today than it was back then.
You can say that again.
So parents got to work. So
yeah.
again, I need a place that I know I can count on to treat my kid the way I want my kid to be treated.
Yeah, that peace of mind. Right. And speaking of being able to offer all the great services that you do to young people for just $5 a year, donations would obviously be very important to be able to do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We raise, probably, $24 million budget. We're raising annually roughly about $10 million.
Wow.
And the idea is that a big chunk of that is what we call unrestricted, just pure operating support, just to kind of keep the boat afloat. And then there are probably another close to $5 million of restricted dollars, and that's part of like our Spark program. Those are some restricted dollars. But all of that mix of fundraising, all that mix of government support and the whole thing, it comes together because we got great people who work for the clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get a chance to talk to a couple of my coworkers today, but they're the reason people show up. Program aside,
especially the
and all
kids.
that stuff.
Yeah.
But the kids show up because they fell in love with Miss Lakita or Miss Tamara. That's what happens, and that's the magic. And part of the fundraising is to make sure that they are working at a place that they know they can count on as well.
So you talk about your outstanding coworkers and their passionate commitment to young people, but you also are responsible for some 500 volunteers who I'm sure really make a difference as well.
Yeah, they do. I mean, people come from all walks of life. There's a woman who goes over to our People Hillside location just about every day, and she does anything with the kids. I've seen her over there digging ditches. I've seen her coloring spoons. I've seen her making cakes and cookies. I mean, she's amazing. Miss Alexander is just phenomenal. But, there are lots of people who come from the corporate setting, come from other places in the community, come to be with our kids, and our kids really do appreciate that. They want to be hugged. They want to be smiled at. They want to be loved. They want to be encouraged. And that's oftentimes what a volunteer does as well. It's not just painting the wall, but it's also, smile, a wink, a hug, makes a big difference.
Little advice here and there.
Yep.
Yeah, a little mentorship. That is what it's all about. And you spoke of the importance of education as a part of your core programming early on. You have scholarships and an award that you give out for Youth of the Year. So we're going to take a quick look at a video, and I want you to kind of tell us more about how that works.
Sure.
Let's check it out.
Good evening. My name is Chantel Williams. I am 18 years old, and I've been a member of the Greater Milwaukee Boys and Girls Club for the past 10 years. Have you ever put together an outfit you thought would match, laid it out, and couldn't wait to wear it the next day? You wake up to only realize that the outfit doesn't look right. Sometimes, all you have to do is add another piece with it. But there are times when you have to scratch the whole entire outfit. Just like the outfit, I have had to reconstruct my life. I am a warrior. I'm from a place where I've been mentally strained. I'm from West Lawn Project, the ghetto, where I heard the constant sounds of bullets and screams while living next door to a crackhead and drug dealer. I never knew and understood pain and suffering until my father left us to support his drug habit. My mom had to take on 2 jobs to support us. I felt no hope, no future, and no desire for life. I was daddy's little girl, so his love was all I knew. Once he left, it affected my relationship with my family and my mom. At a young age, I developed an interest in money, gangs, and drugs. When I looked at myself, all I saw was negative statistics, stereotypes, and generational curses. But it was my mom who said no. She signed my brother and I up for the Boys and Girls Club on September 11, 2005, my birthday. I was filled with joy to celebrate my 9th birthday at the clubs. I didn't know much about it, but I knew it was something positive. There, I discovered family and lasting friendships. The club was my escape. I was there from the time the doors opened and closed. It gave me the courage and strength that I needed. I was involved in many activities such as basketball, volleyball, and dodgeball. I joined Sister Pride, a girls empowering program, Upward Bound, and Stein Scholars. Staff like Ms. Brandy has helped reconstruct my life. Ms. Brandy always keeps it real with me. Even when I don't want to hear what she has to say, I know she has my best interest at heart. I believe that every youth should have a place to learn and make mistakes. Having supportive adults always makes the difference. The club was where I began reconstructing my life. Standing before you today, I am a woman of strength, power, and courage. When I look at myself, I see success. I take college credit courses at one of the top high schools in the state of Wisconsin. I thank the Boys and Girls Club for helping those who need us most. God saw my purpose and my destiny, but the club helped mold me into a warrior. Thank you.
I think that is powerful. Yeah. And what the young lady had to say, Miss Williams, yeah, she is really giving everyone at home a chance to see what a great difference the Boys and Girls Clubs make.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Chantel is a young lady who, you know, she had it, right? Mm-hmm. It's always in here, mm-hmm, but you got to have sometimes you got to have somebody just there to kind of, I sometimes call it rub the bottle, right? Yeah, the genie, yeah, bottle, to kind of bring it out. And she found somebody at the clubs to help her do that. You know, her mom's great, dad's great. I mean, these people around her, her team. But, you know, she also appreciates the fact that the club was open, mm-hmm, and the club was accessible, and the club let her be her. So that's a big part of what we're trying to do with all the kids. And it was
obviously there when she needed it.
Yeah.
So I think that we should quickly talk about 2014 being the year of the girl. Yeah. As we wrap up this segment, yeah, I think it's pretty important that the Boys and Girls Club's history is kind of shared right now.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I mean, 30 years ago, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America decided that they wanted to truly validate the presence of girls. Girls had always kind of been around on the side, mm-hmm, so kind of peeking in.
We really do make a difference, you know.
I got 3 of them at my house telling me all the time about how much of a difference they make. But I will tell you this, that, you know, they make up 46% of our population, mm-hmm, and really do make a difference. Again, just trying to, you know, inspire our young ladies. So this year, 30 years later, we're saying that this is the year of the girl. We want to recognize some of our foreparents who, you know, put that idea in motion. We want to celebrate the work that's being done around our young ladies. We want to encourage our young ladies to do more. You know, this organization has never had a female CEO. We got a COO, mm-hmm, and so the next evolution potentially for that is to have a CEO who's a female. We'd love to see more women in corporate positions here in Milwaukee, breaking through the glass ceiling, yes, and all that kind of stuff. And I think the clubs serve as a means for that to happen. You know, we're that organization I like to call, we're the bridge to success. You know, we're that place where a kid who says, I want to be, Chantel says, I want to be this, and I want to get to that. And we're kind of that bridge in the middle that helps it happen. So.
I couldn't agree more. I thank you for coming by and sharing all the great information with us. Continued success. I know you're opening 5 new branches, which will be available in the fall, and people can go to your website to find out more information.
Absolutely.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Vincent Lyles is the president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. And for more information, you can log on to their website at boysgirlsclubs.org. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll discuss a special project created by a senior program manager at Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. The project is a documentary that sheds light on some sobering statistics in the city. We'll find out more about that right after this.